We finally got ourselves Abby Lee Miller.
Yes!
Okay, here we are. Dance moms made Abby Lee Miller a household name, but is the tough, no-nonsense woman we saw on the screen the real Abby? Well, let's ask her and see. Please welcome to the show, Abby Lee Miller.
Yes! Hi, Abby. All right, there has been some drama brewing this week between your former Dance Mom student, JoJo Siwa, and actress Candace Cameron Bure. JoJo called Candace, quote, the rudest celebrity she's ever met for not taking a photo with her when she was a kid. Now Candace's daughter defended her mom, saying this generation is so sensitive and has no backbone. She also told JoJo to grow up. You know JoJo personally. What's your take on all this? Sorry for the extremely long question.
Are you winded?
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
No, that's okay. You know, you remember things that happened as a kid. You do. So JoJo was a huge fan of the show. She wanted to be a star since she was born. And here she meets her idol and, you know, gets snubbed a bit. And you remember that. And I just think it was a TikTok thing. That was the question on the TikTok thing, you know, and she answered it. And that was it. And it's always blown so out of proportion. I can tell you that somebody did it to me, and his name is Rob Lowe.
Oh.
And I will never forget it. Yes. And he has like a little bit of a past, right? Anyway, he was at Elton John's Oscar party sitting at the next table, and I waited until the meal was finished. He got up, I guess, to go to the men's room. And he was coming back. He wasn't seated yet. And I said, may I please have a picture with you? Oh, my God, I've been a huge fan forever. He looked at me like I was dirt on the bottom of his shoes.
Wow, that's Rob Lowe of him.
And said, I'm at a party. And went and sat down. I'm like, I'm at the same party. So, yeah. And I'll never forget it.
Have you seen him since?
No.
Right.
Abby, I appreciate the straightforwardness. You didn't even go like Schnob Bo. You just went right for his name and like, I like it. I like it. I like the honesty. So let's get back to JoJo just for a minute. JoJo is also making headlines for another video she posted on TikTok saying her bald spot is from a stress rash she got while on Dance Moms. What do you think of the stress of the show? What do you think the stress of the show caused? Why did she say that? Why did she have a stress rash from it?
I got a million requests for quotes about this today. I guess last night, this morning. So I texted JoJo, and she texted me back just like 10 minutes ago, and she said, no, you did not give me, you didn't make me bald. On the show, she had a rash. She said it was from stress. So maybe a doctor told her that, I don't know. And she picked it and made herself bald.
Wow. Okay.
So you're denying those claims?
Yeah. You know what? I don't understand with these kids, all of them. Why is it always me? You know what I'm saying? They had a mother that was there on set all the time with them. And it just, they always assume that I'm the show. Like the network and the production company and I are on one team and they're on the other team. That is not true. I was on their team. I did everything in my power, day after day, to make those kids look the best that they could look. Whether it was costuming, music, the choreography, everything.
So
I did my very best under those conditions.
So I wanted to ask you, Abby, in response to what you're saying, because it's super interesting, would you say that it's everybody that was responsible for creating a hostile environment? Because people have accused just you, Abby, of creating a hostile environment. So would you say, no, that's all of us or none of us? How would you respond to that?
Well, I think the whole premise of the show was supposed to be a hostile environment, number one.
Absolutely.
And number two, I wasn't an executive producer. I didn't have any control or any pull. I was fighting with the producers up until the minute we started shooting, whether it was about music, whether it was about the theme and the storylines, and I just didn't want to do what they wanted me to do. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, what I knew would win. And we were competing in Ohio, New Jersey, New York, against people that I knew, people that were my colleagues and my competitors. And I wanted to put my best foot forward. and they wanted some outlandish, ridiculous garbage.
Wow.
Really
So
quickly,
the
do you have any
producers-
regrets?
I was going to just ask that.
That's great.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes. My regret was signing that piece of paper, letting them in my studio to begin with without a plan in place. It was supposed to be 6 episodes. And the biggest regret was my business. My business should have come first. And the contracts that I had with all of my students, and just about respect and authority and this and that, manners. And when those producers ripped up those contracts and said, you don't need this anymore. When they made me sign a contract without an attorney present or looking at it, things like that, I regret. But the number one thing is that every kid should have been homeschooled. We should have started at 8 in the morning and been wrapped by 4 o'clock when my business started, when the kids came after school.
Wow.
The show destroyed my business.
Do you believe that the show also destroyed a lot of those children's self-esteems?
No. They have millions of dollars in the bank. No.
Okay, so since you're being so forthright, another rumor, in fact, a lot of our viewers are writing in about this right now, and they want you to clear it up. So I hope that you can be honest with us. So you recently dropped a video talking about your desire to join the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Is there something in the works?
Well, some press outlet posted something about Abby Lee Miller, newest housewife. And I was like, what? Where did this come from? So I went with it. I shot a really cute YouTube video. I had great fun doing it. I happened to have Doritos in my house. I mean, that was bizarre. And we just did this whole thing. It was great. And now everyone's like, oh, she's trashing all of them. I just did it all in good fun. So when the guys that created Dance Moms were selling it, it came down to 2 networks in the end, Bravo and the other one. And the other one bought it. And I wish we would have been on Bravo.
So if Andy Cohen asked you today to join the Beverly Hills Housewives, what would you say?
What time do you need me there?
Okay. All right. Let's get Andy on the phone.
I like that. Now, in your video, you did take some jabs at the current cast. Do you think it's a good idea to roast them? Do you feel like they can come back at it, or can you take it? Do you feel like you can dish it, you can take it?
Oh, I can take it. That's number one. But I think that those women are fabulous. I think they've done a brilliant job, what they do. And I think that they know it was in fun.
So let's talk about your new documentary, which focuses on your time in prison. Because you've said, while in prison, the only place that you felt safe was at Mass each week. There wasn't any other place that was safe for you?
No. There was always a guard. There was always someone watching you constantly. And I didn't know if that was friend or foe. I didn't know if it was somebody out to get me or whether it was somebody that thought I was nice and, personable and shouldn't really have been there.
Did your celebrity hurt you in there, or did it help you in there?
I don't think it helped me. I think I have a big personality to begin with, and I think I would have been fine. The girls are some of the most intelligent, just smart, savvy women I've ever met in my life, and kind.
The other inmates?
Yes, the other inmates. When someone you don't know takes the shoes off their feet, now these are tennis shoes that they had to wait to earn the money in prison, to order them, then wait for them to come in. They finally get them. They're brand new. They've worn them once or twice, and they take them off their feet and hand them to you and give them to you. Like, there's not one of those mothers on that show that would give me anything, let alone take the shoes off their own feet.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think those mothers would not take their own shoes off and give them to you? Do you feel any sort of responsibility?
I think they were I somewhat jealous, somewhat bitter, somewhat, I don't know. I mean, when the show first started, I think 3 or 4 of them didn't even have a job. They didn't even work. And yet now they're on a TV show, and then every weekend they're, have their kids doing meet and greets or this or that and making more money. We go on a break for 3 weeks. They're trying to collect unemployment. Like, it was crazy. They never even had a job to begin with. So I think they should be grateful for every single thing that happened to them.
Well, speaking of grateful, you've teamed up with Chef Bruno Serato and his nonprofit, Caterina's Club. Now, can you tell us why you chose this specific organization?
Well, when I found out that this amazing chef was feeding children, I had to get involved. You know, I'm all about kids. Regardless of the kids on the show and what they remember, what they say, I have always been an advocate for children. And there are just so many thousands and thousands of kids that go to bed hungry right here in Los Angeles. And he's in Anaheim. He makes the dinners right there, prepares all the food, then delivers it to the Boys and Girls Clubs, to motels. Some of these people live in motels because they can afford to pay the night stay or their rent, but they can't afford the first month deposit, last month deposit, and all that in one chunk. So Caterina's Club also helps with housing, but the main thing is food. And just $5, $5 can feed a family of 4. And he does this every single night. Yeah. It's amazing what he's doing. And I wanted to be involved, and I'm looking forward to going there and actually help make the food. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Abby, Caterina's Club is an incredible organization. I'm so glad that you're talking about it. I'm so glad that you're involved. In fact, to our DBL Nation, if you want to make a donation, highly suggest you do. To Abby Lee Miller's point, $5. Yeah, pays for a family of 4's meals. Please visit their website, caterinasclub.org. Just $5 again can feed a whole family. Abby, thank you so much for joining us today, for being completely forthright.
Yeah,
we appreciate that. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thanks.